Hi. Hey, you guys. Glad to have you here. I just wanted to put in the chat real quick. If you have any questions, concerns, anything during this, you can get a hold of us at 888-668-0698. Hey, Bob. Or you can apply online, drivedecker.com. So we're talking about being prepared for the unexpected today's YouTube visit and just prepping for the weather. So trying to make sure that we have all our ducks in a row come whether or not we are ready for the weather. Whether or not, so funny. Get it, Bob? Get it? All right, cool. So want to make sure you can hear me. Says that my volume is up. And it says my volume's up, and so we should be good. So let me know if you don't or can't. So feel free to put any tips that you use. Bob's got a few, thank goodness. Any tips that you use to prepare for inclement weather, what you pack in your survival kit, and let me know where you're at. So it is a very, very windy 50 degrees outside here in Montana, and it's still about 50, Bob. And it's earlier here than there. All right. So talking about safety, pre-trip, compliance, all that good stuff. Anything safety related right now and weather related. So Oklahoma. That's where you're headed, huh? I thought you were headed to Texas. All right. Okay, so diving in. Just winter survival. Don't overestimate your driving skills. So, you probably have quite a bit of experience under your belt, but everybody's skills are a little bit different, and we want to make sure that you are not overestimating your skills, because if you do, which is very likely, there could be an accident. You're having to really up your game in defensive driving, whatever it might be. So make sure that you're prepared out on the road. 19. Okay, you're still on your way. I got you, Bob. It's a little bit. Hey, Anna. Okay, so yes, and talking to some of the Decker drivers, some of our Decker drivers, they've given me some helpful hints in prepping for weather and what they do to stay unstuck, to keep from getting stuck. So we'll give you some of those clues, those tips here in just a few minutes. But some of my own, make sure you're getting plenty of sleep so that you're sharp and ready to go for the day. Inattentive driving is probably more dangerous than anything else out there. Well, just as dangerous, at least, anything else out there. Your reaction time's a lot slower. Your performance is down. So make sure you get plenty of sleep. Check the weather reports. 511, right, Bob? 511, call that to get a weather report. Use Google Maps to find out what the traffic's like, and make sure that you're planning your day well enough that you don't hit the middle of traffic if you can avoid it. If you can avoid traffic, that's going to help prevent additional accidents, because the fewer vehicles around you, the better you are. And what else? Making sure that you have a weather report, making sure you have the right gear. So when you leave the house, have the right gear. Hats, coats, good boots. If you're in flatbed, make sure that you've got your flatbed gear with you. Hard hat. You can download a 511 app in the states that you're traveling in. You have like every app possible, don't you, Bob? Handy. Yes. 511 app. I didn't even know they had an app. Nighttime driving, inclement weather, give yourself extra distance. Huge, pretty close. Inclement weather, nighttime driving, giving yourself enough following distance. Like I said, you don't want to put your skills to test, and giving yourself some proper distance is key. Safety department has told me that is probably the main point they try to get across to the majority of our drivers, is you need to increase your following distance. try not to travel in packs. And if if there's a couple of you headed in the same direction, I understand that you're staying close enough to stay within CB distance, but give yourself a good quarter mile so that you're giving yourself more reaction time as well. So please do that. What's Trucker Path, Bob? Trucker Path. Another app. I got that, but what is that? He's saying to download it. If you can't see the chats. If you have any questions during any of this, or if you have some helpful tips, Tim's, then leave it in the chat and I'll address it. Okay, yeah, inclement weather, other vehicles are going slow. You might need to put on your hazards, depending on how slow you're going. Put on your hazards, get off the road if you need to, if you don't feel safe. And if you feel unsafe and you're being a nervous driver because of it, that's like inattentive driving. Get off the road and don't put anybody else at risk. Don't put yourself at risk. Load, yes, but I don't know any load that's more important than you guys. So make sure you do it. So Bob says that the Trucker Path app shows you rest areas, truck stops, way stations. Oh, truck washes. Oh, cool. So it's pretty much got everything. Trucker Path. I'll check it out. Very cool. Yeah, don't pull onto the shoulder. If the traffic's slowing down and you're going to get off the road, get off the road. Don't just pull off to the shoulder, because if the visibility is bad, odds are they're going to just continue to follow you, think that you're still on the road, and ram right into you. So avoid that. A superior driver never allows a situation to deteriorate to the point that the superior driving skills become a necessity. So that's our Pretrip that says that. Passed that on yesterday. Too true. Too true, too true. Basically, don't overestimate your skill level. Every driver's different. Therefore, every driver's skills are going to be a little bit different level. If you feel unsafe, park it. Same goes for chaining. If you're calling for chains and you're just wanting to keep going down the road, put the chains on to get out of trouble. Don't put them on to get into trouble. There's a lot of guys that have never chained. They have years and years under their belt, but they've never chained. And sometimes you just need to temporarily park it. And then, of course, sometimes you need to put the chains on so you can get out of trouble, get unstuck. That's what those are for. And we've got a chaining video you can take a look at on our YouTube channel as well. So I should have probably had that for you. I'll get that chaining video linked here. Let's see. Maybe I can do that right now. Right now, okay, let's see. Also, what else did I want to do? Something reminded me, I can't remember what it was. Oh, getting stuck, that's what it was. One of our drivers had recommended that once you park for the night, or when you go to park for the night, park 10 minutes later, pull forward. That way that if you're in the snow, it's not freezing around your tires. Sorry, I was trying to do two things, and obviously I'm not very good at that. There we go. There you go. There's your chaining video. Okay, so yeah, once you park for the night, give yourself a little bit, and then 10 minutes or so, let your tires cool down, and then pull forward a little bit so that your tires aren't stuck in grooves. That way in the morning you're not trying to get unstuck all cold. That doesn't work out too swell. Oh, what the other thing they suggested is not to put what was it? Anybody remember what that was? I thought I had that written down here somewhere, but they were suggesting for your landing gear not to put that down because that'll freeze as well. Thought I had that. That's what I get, putting things away, trying to stay organized. Yeah, when the tires have cooled down, that's right. Let me see. There we go. Yes. Don't put your trailer brakes. They'll freeze up when you wake up too. That's what it was. It was the trailer brakes. You're not Superman. Know your skill level. Said that 1 or 2 times, right? A couple more suggestions that some of our drivers gave is not to pass. You know, if you're pulling up a pass, don't slow down going up the hill. Keep your RPMs up so that you're not blown off course. Stay on the road. And when I said that one. Prevention is the best winter survival. Absolutely. Winterize your blinker fluid. Yes, Bob, winterize your blinker fluid. Oh, you're a turd. What was the other one that you said yesterday? I can't remember what it was. Anyways, yes, winterize though. Winterize your truck before you're out on the road. Make sure all your fluids are topped off, the real ones, and you have maybe an extra oil filter, fuel filter, and the equipment, the tools to change it out if you need be, just to be on the safe side. Oh, it has load boards too. So the trucker, just a reminder again for you guys, Bob had suggested to download the trucker path. So it looks like he's named off several benefits for it. Lists off the rest, or shows your rest areas, your truck stops, weigh stations, truck washes, load boards. So it's got all kinds of stuff for you guys to give you a helping hand. Also tells you how many parking spots are at available truck stops. Wow, pretty impressive. Yes. Summer, yeah, that's right. Summer air in, winter air out. Yes. You turd. So yeah, get all of your equipment up to par. Make sure your maintenance is on task, and you're ready for the winter. Make sure that you have your emergency kit. Whether it doesn't have to be winter, but be ready for each season. Since we're coming into winter, it is the season for an extra shovel in the truck, just in case. Maybe some more windshield wiper fluid. Make sure that your batteries are charged at a good area or a good level. Yes, make sure that you're running an APU unit and that the exhaust is not blocked. That's important. When you're backing up, you're parking for the night, make sure that you're not blocking your exhaust. And it can easily happen if you don't know where you're at. So know your distance. Know your distance up front as well. Making sure that you have plenty of room. If you're pulling into a spot, make sure you have plenty of distance, not only when you're out on the road, but also when you're parking, so that you're giving yourself a clean getaway if need be. Fuel additives, Penray, yep. To keep your fuel from gelling, here at Decker, we use Penray, so that's a great example of additional fluids to keep on hand, part of an emergency kit. Yeah, you definitely don't want those fumes in your truck. No. Yep. Cold weather definitely drains batteries faster, so make sure that your batteries are powered up. Know their strength, know the age. For Decker drivers, make sure that you're getting your equipment in for the routine maintenance so that we are taking good care of you. If you just got new tires on, like any pre-trip, when you're doing your pre-trip, make sure that all your lug nuts are tight, that there's no fraying or any, not fraying, no metal shavings from your lug nuts around the tires. Make sure your tires are good. Check your tires. Always do a thorough pre-trip. Speaking of pre-trip, let's see. I'll have to give you a couple of links to our pre-trip for both our Facebook for both our flatbed is what I want to say. For both our flatbed and our refrigerated division. Here is our flatbed pre-trip. Flatbed pre-trip. There you go. And then that's our checklist. And then we have a refrigerated checklist. This comes in handy And then make sure you're consistent when you're doing that, when you're doing your pre-trips. The more consistent you are, the less likely you are going to miss a step. So be very consistent in your pre-trips, doing the tractor and the trailer. There's 2 parts, people. You just never shut your truck off. Oh, I was missing this. Check your tire pressure. Bob told us that Loves has got free assistance in checking your tire pressure. So we've got that. Yes, indeed. Flashlights, flares, extra batteries for your flashlight. LED flashlights, they're going to last a lot longer. Not going to produce any heat, but you can bring along extra blankets, extra gloves, hat, keep your toes and head warm. And the rest of you will stay warmer. Yep. Following distance, slow down, maintain control. All good safety tips. Safety first, people, on the road. And 4-wheelers, cars, pickups, they're not, they don't always understand how long it actually takes a tractor trailer to slow down or to stop. And so they're reacting, forgetting to look behind them. They usually those people just don't usually have the skills of a professional driver, and they forget to know their surroundings well enough. So it's kind of your job as a professional driver to know your surroundings well enough to react to whatever they're not reacting to, or react to what they're overreacting to. So just be prepared, and like that quote, Anna listed that quote earlier. What was it? A superior driver never allows a situation to deteriorate to the point that their superior driving skills become a necessity. So, you might have the skills, but don't put yourself in the position to test them. Unless you're in a competition where nobody's actually going to get injured. Tire Pass. Oh, that's Tire Pass with Loves rewards. Take advantage of it. Thanks, Bob. There you go, Anna. I knew it. It was close. I have it on a sticky note somewhere around here too. Good advice. Make sure you're packing your essentials, your emergency kit. Yes, stay on top of your maintenance, your supplies, cold weather, clothing, first aid kit, extra water, extra food, dry food, canned food, something that's going to last. Now, all of our Decker trucks have APUs on them, so run the APUs to keep yourself warm. Save on that fuel as much as possible, but still you've got the APU there for you. They're Thermal Kings. If you have any questions about our trucks, or if you want to see any of our trucks, then you can go to drivedecker.com, get a little bit of info there. You can also check us out on our YouTube channel, which you're clearly here, but let's get you a link to one of our updated videos on our equipment so that you can kind of see what we've got, all that good stuff. Here we go. We'll get you this link. So this is just a video of the interior of one of our Peterbilts. Can I spell? Maybe. There we go. We do have the Cascadia, the Freightliner Cascadia Evolutions that have just come in as well. So we have about 20 of those that are pretty nice. Roomy. If you want to check some of those out, you can do that. See if there's anything else I'm missing. What else? What else can you bring in your truck? Have a crock pot, that APU unit, put that sucker to use. Have a crock pot, make yourself some good meals. Basic tool chests, that's what I was getting at. Decker has the basic tool chests in the trucks. We've got APUs, we've got refrigerators, bunk heaters, CB units. Use those. A lot of trucks don't have CB units anymore, which is crazy. We were talking about that yesterday. Those CB units are often a great way to keep you safe. Tune in, know what the report is. Radio, ultra officer. Bob! Ultra loft. Well, let's see. Pre-trips. So make sure you have plenty of warm clothing. Am I missing anything? Cell phones, cell phone charger. Yeah, don't forget that. Don't forget your wallet. To all of those who have done that, I tell you what, shame. When you're doing your pre-trip, make sure that there's no damage to any of the equipment, both under the hood, along the side. Make sure all your lights are working. Your engine block is in good shape. No damages, no leaks. Your fluids aren't leaking. That there's no frays in any wires or bare wires exposed. None of the hoses are cracked. Yeah, that's a great idea. Bob says he's got ice melt that he puts around his tires for a wash or a washout. Ice melt, kitty litter, something. Ice melt would be nice, but can actually melt the ice. But kitty litter, anything to kind of give yourself some support to get you moving. Not a bad idea. Ensure that the landing gear is good. Check your fifth wheel. If you're coupling on the fifth wheel. Proper brake inspections. I miss anything? Check all your gauges. Make sure that all the levels are good. Make sure that they're working and reacting properly. When it gets cold, things slow down. Just don't want to wake up as fast. So make sure they are. Yes, indeed. If you have any questions whatsoever on what you can do to stay safe, to prepare yourself, check out our website, drivedecker.com. I did give you a couple of those links in the chat section if you didn't see them already. One for our refrigerated checklist and one for our flatbed checklist, but it's just a great tool to use to make sure that you have everything you need, that you're checking everything you need on a regular basis, and find a pattern for you. Find a consistent, whether it's left, right, front, back, whatever it is, just to make sure that you're going through it on a consistent schedule, consistent list there. Cool. And of course, if you want to talk to one of our recruiters, we're going to talk about some of our jobs, some of our available driving positions right now. Go to drivedecker.com or get a hold of one of our recruiters at 888-668-0698. You can check them out there. Yes, indeed. Very cool. So we've got our Lamar's run, which is a big opportunity right now. We've got several brand new opportunities, several positions that they're allowing us to get for this. That's going to get you home every single day like that. I have a de-icer in hand for trailer hinges and landing gear. Oh, that's a good idea, Bob. Just gotta write all these down for everybody. Yes. De-icer for trailer hinges and landing gear. Where are we going? The Lamar's run. Yeah. So that we're basically hiring within a 30 to 50 mile radius of Lamar's, Sioux City, Iowa. And that's running from Lamar's to Sioux Falls, South Dakota, back and forth throughout the day, usually 2 to 3 loads. And it pays $275 for the 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. shift, Monday through Friday. And well, actually, not Monday through Friday. It's actually 4 days on, 3 days off, and then it's part of the weekend. So to get a little bit more specific here. So you got 4 days on, 3 days off. The first weekend, you'll have like a Friday, Saturday off. Then the next week, it's 3 days on, 4 days off. So then it's going to be a Saturday, Sunday, which would be considered a full weekend. Then it could be, and then it's going to be a 4 days on, 3 days off. Could be a, let's see, Sunday, Monday. There you go. Yeah, Sunday, Monday off, and then back to the 3 days on, 4 days off. There you go. So that one is going to get you home every day. Multiple loads a day, pays $275 for the day shift of 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. and then $300 for the night shift from 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. You can get a can of instant de-icer. Comes in handier than I'll get out. Oh, instant de-icer. Is it a spray? It must be if it's a can, right? Spray, huh? But having de-icer on hand is a good idea. Dropping the trailer, I throw ice melt under the landing gear as well. Good idea. Good input, Bob. Thank you. So that is our Lamar's run. It's ice cream, and like I said, it's a new opportunity. So you may have had something similar to it before, but basically you're taking full trailer loads to, yep, absolutely. Full trailer loads to Sioux Falls, and you're picking up an empty and you're going back. So it's basically drop and hook, making sure that we've got all keeping you busy on those. So drop and hook, slip seating. So you're not, you're not bringing the truck home with you on your home time. When you're done with your 7 p.m. shift, then the next person who's going to hop on 7 p.m. will take over the truck. So keep on the maintenance. Right now it's going to be right now we're running with sleeper cabs, but they will be day cabs shortly. We'll get those ordered. Already ordered, I believe. Anytime, Bob. You're working from the truck, recruiting from the truck. So split weekends, yep, 12-hour shifts. That's our Lamar's run. We have another great opportunity that's refrigerated. It's actually home every weekend, possibly through the house during the week. That one's going to pay anywhere from 43 to 50 cents a mile. It's running out of Council Bluffs, Iowa, Omaha, Nebraska area, and it's running to parts of Illinois, parts of Wisconsin, and delivering to those locations. So more information on that. Again, that's paid 43 to 50 cents a mile. 10 cents of that's going to be per diem, so you're not taxed on it. But it's a dedicated route from Council Bluffs or Omaha area to multiple locations out of Illinois and Wisconsin. You don't have to move to Montana, Bob. You're in a good area, just not for that dedicated yet. Yet. Yes, with this refrigerated position, this one out of Council Bluffs, Omaha, it is a lot of night driving. So yes, a lot of night driving. Manage your time well. If you're not okay with night driving, it's probably not a good fit for you. We do have speaking of night driving, we have a flatbed position that runs out of Hammond, Indiana. It's usually more night driving on that one as well. Not all night driving, but it is more. And it's running from East Chicago, from Hammond, Indiana to East Chicago, and then back to Hammond, and then out again, usually to southern Wisconsin, southern Minnesota, Chicago area. Basically, it's $100 for the first load a day, $125 for the second, and $125 for the third. During the winter, you don't usually get 3 loads in. During the summer, it's usually 2 to 3 loads, but during the winter, it's 2, sometimes 1, depending on weather. So be aware of that. That could affect things. Yeah, our Council Bluffs position that is week 1 deliveries Monday, Wednesday, Friday, week 2 deliveries Tuesday, Thursday. So the miles are going to even out. They're going to average out, I should say. They're going to be a little bit more 1 week than the next. That has a $5,000 sign-on bonus, I believe. It's actually what it is. It's a $5,000 paid on your 1-year anniversary. You need to run a minimum of 110,000 miles for that one. So it will, because it's a dedicated and the home time, it could be a tough one to get, but it's doable. It's just going to be a little bit more difficult than some of our other divisions, like my Midwest refrigerated or my over the road refrigerated out of Missoula, Montana. Those are going to be a lot easier to get that 110,000 miles, since it's far below our average. So you won't have any problems. But yeah, go ahead and get a hold of one of our recruiters, 888-668-0698, to talk to one of them. So yeah, that was our Tyson, or excuse me, that is our Council Bluffs dedicated. Council Bluffs. How close is close? We talk about this. But yeah, Council Bluffs within 50 miles, we'll hire for that one. Yeah, a lot of night traffic on that one. Where was I going? Oh, with the Lamar's run, that one that's home daily, we are paying a $2,500 sign-on bonus for that. $1,000 will be given to you on your first dispatch, and then the remaining $1,500 will be paid $250 every month for the next 8 months. Okay, so that is the Lamar's run. That's a $2,500 sign-on bonus. So yeah. We also have guaranteed pay in refrigerated and flatbed. Hi, Wyatt. 37 miles, Bob. That's doable. You only have a mistake or two to clear up. Well, you have one. I don't think the other one, even though it was a hefty one, the one that you mentioned yesterday, I don't think that one's going to hurt you. That was more company, right? For 6 months. Yep. Oh, 8. I said 8. Yes, sorry. For 6 months, the $2,500, it is $1,000 on first dispatch, and then $250 for the next 6 months. Our refrigerated positions that are out of St. Joe, Missouri, that go to Chicago, and then our Sioux Falls to, or excuse me, Sioux City to Chicago. That one's going to pay $2,500, but the sign-on bonus. But it's $500 on first dispatch and $250 for the next 8 months. So that one is refrigerated as well. Gets you home on the weekends. You're getting home about every other day on those, and it's running from Sioux City, Iowa to Chicago, or St. Joe, Missouri to Chicago, or Chicago to St. Joe, Missouri. And it's, again, $500 on first dispatch and $250 for the next 8 months. Okay, got those right? Thanks, Wyatt. Appreciate that. And Anna put it right there in front of me, and I still said it wrong. Non-moving violation. See? So that one's good. It's just that other one. It doesn't hurt. Yep. Excellent. So on any of these, get a hold of the recruiters at 888-668-0698. They will help you out and give you some more details, accurate details on all of these positions. Now, the guaranteed pay that we have in our flatbed, it runs anywhere from Fort Dodge to Mason, the hiring area, runs anywhere from Fort Dodge to Mason City to Chicago to Milwaukee, back to Fort Dodge, Mason City. So that is for my flatbed guaranteed pay. It's $13.50 a week. Of course, you need to make sure that you have 100% on-time delivery, that you're available for dispatch all week, turn in your paperwork, and no driver service failures. So getting your paperwork in should be pretty easy, since all of our trucks have the onboard scanners in the truck. Plus, we have the TransFlow app that you can get on your phone if you choose to do that. But getting your paperwork in, I mean, the qualifications for the guaranteed pay are, the job responsibility. So it should be easy peasy getting that. Yes, Bob, please give me a call. We'll go through all of that. I'll give you a holler as you head down to Oklahoma. Okay. What else? These are great opportunities. Yeah, we're keeping people busy on these. Keeping you busy and keeping you paid every week. Direct deposit. $13.50 for the flatbed, $12.50 for the refrigerated. Of course, the flatbed runs a lot of Iowa, Illinois, Missouri, Kansas, Indiana. I know our hiring area is pretty confined for that guaranteed pay, but that's where the majority of our loads are coming in and out of. So that's why we can do that guaranteed pay for you. For the refrigerated, really, if you're for the refrigerated hiring area, if you're anywhere between I-80 and I-90 or along I-80 or I-90 from Omaha to Chicago, you're going to be good. That's going to be the hiring area for that refrigerated, Midwest refrigerated, which is $12.50 a week. See, I thought you said Texas, but then you said you can't use the wrong lingo with me. I get confused easily, Bob. All right. So where was I? Guaranteed pay for the Midwest refrigerated pays if you are not getting the $12.50. Like if you got more miles than you would, then the $12.50 would have paid you. Then you're going to get 43 to 50 cents a mile, depending on your experience. Great opportunity. I meant Texas. Fresh meat. So please be okay with hauling a lot of frozen goods, a lot of fresh meat, that kind of thing with these guaranteed Midwest refrigerated runs. And you're running mostly Minnesota, Iowa, Nebraska, Missouri, Nebraska, Kansas. So all of those areas are what you're going to be running. That is the guaranteed pay. So good opportunity for somebody that is looking to get home on a weekly basis. That's what we're working on, trying to get you opportunities to get home more often and still consistent high mileage. You know, making a good wage and better home time, having a little bit better balance for some of you, especially those of you with families that are really wanting that. So yes, indeed. What else? Speaking of flexibility, we've got out of Hammond, Indiana, we have van positions that run 9 a.m. to 9 p.m., but that's where my flexibility is running. Yeah. So that one is running from the Hammond area, basically home every other day because they're 12-hour shifts, and you're 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. or 9 p.m. to 9 a.m. But could be 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. You know, that's where my wiggle room needs. There's a little bit of flexibility on those, on that. So it is, this could be slip seating, not necessarily, but it could be depending on where you're at on the rotation. So for those Hammond, Chicago area. Yep. This is the loaded side. So we're needing drivers for this busy season. Can tell you that right off the bat. Busy. Keep you busy all year round too. And there are a lot of live unloads if you're going to the airport, but other than that, it's a ton of preloaded trailers. So. Mm-hmm. Oh, and I just got a call about our Tifton dedicated. That's a Conestoga out of Tifton, Georgia. That one also is guaranteed pay of $7.50 a week. However, most of the drivers are making quite a bit more than that. That is paying 47 cents a mile for a flatbed. Well, Conestoga, and it's running Georgia, parts of Florida, South Carolina, Alabama, and getting you home every other day. So we're looking for that position as well to keep you busy. And then we have a hopper position that's running from Fort Dodge to Blair, Nebraska. That one is home daily, 3 p.m. to 11 p.m. shift. Yep. Like I said, if you want more details on this, you should get a hold of one of our recruiters at 888-668-0698. They can give you some more details. They can do an application on the phone for you if that's easier, or you can just do an application at drivedecker.com, especially if you've done those Intelli apps. Makes it easy peasy. Yes, the Conestoga trailers, you're hauling aluminum. So you're hauling aluminum, and so that's why we have those. Maybe a little bit of Nashville, Mississippi area. Maybe. All right. Bob, give me a holler. let's walk through that and see if we can't help you out for that, Council Bluffs. Yes. On your question from where it's at, that is correct. Sure wish you knew one. Knew what? Knew a recruiter? Yes. Sure wish you did. 888-668-0698. Just as a reminder, if you guys have any additional tips that you can give us for preparing out on the road, reacting out on the road, keeping you safe, just any winter survival tips, share them with us. You can share them on our Facebook. You can share them right here on our YouTube channel. We appreciate it. And then I can put something together for everybody to use and just as a reminder when they're getting ready to go out on the road, especially this time of year. So didn't even ask everybody how their Thanksgiving was last week. Hope it was awesome. Ate well, whether you were out on the road or you were at home or somewhere else. Hope you guys all ate well. Sometimes. Yep. Sometimes that's an issue. That's true. Thankfully, they're doing it instead of you. Loading trailers. So, all right, don't forget to get that checklist, whether you're flatbed or refrigerated, get that checklist, use it. Of course, if you're a van or whatever, you can use the refrigerated one as well, especially, of course, for the tractor. And then the trailer adjust. Cool. Well, you guys have a wonderful rest of your week. Today's Tuesday, the 27th of November. And if you have any questions whatsoever, now that I'm cutting it short, then you can get a hold of a recruiter at 888-668-0698. Apply online at drivedecker.com. Like I said, we have several different positions that are dedicated, regional. We've got some local positions. Of course, we've got some over-the-road. Our over-the-road refrigerated out of Missoula, Montana. We'll get you some great miles, offering some home time opportunities, weekly home time opportunities. If you're in the Missoula area, if you're in Kennewick, Washington, Seattle, Washington, Los Angeles, California, we've got a couple of weekly home time opportunities there. Otherwise, it's mostly 14 to 17 days out at a time, home for 2 to 3 days. Basically, day and a half for every 7 days you're out. And then if you're looking for over-the-road flatbed, Bessemer, Alabama, here's a great terminal for that. They do a good job of taking care of you, getting the miles. We're hiring out of Washington, Oregon, and California now for that, as well as our other states that we've been hiring out of, Texas, Alabama, Georgia. Alabama and Georgia, we can get you home weekly. Mississippi, Arkansas is a great spot for us. Some areas in the Midwest and Denver, Colorado, we're getting you home every 2 weeks. Same with the western states, Oregon, Washington, California. A couple of those guys in Oregon have been trying to get on with us for a while. This is a good opportunity because now we have flatbed. So, yeah. Any questions, let us know. You guys have a great rest of your week, and I will see you Monday for our Monday Minute Live at 4 p.m. Central, and then back here on next Tuesday for our YouTube Live at noon Central. Thanks, you guys. Have a great day. Bye-bye.